Ever wondered why some men always seem to have women chasing after them, while others spend their lives in a constant struggle to win a woman's attention? The truth is, in the game of relationships, power dynamics play a critical role. Let's face it, she needs you more than you'll ever need her. This isn't about being heartless or detached. It's about understanding a fundamental truth that society often tries to sugarcoat. Men are frequently told to worship the ground women walk on, to bend over backward for their affection. But the hard truth is that this kind of overinvestment rarely pays off. In fact, it often does the opposite, making you appear needy, desperate, and ultimately less attractive. Now, this might ruffle some feathers, but it needs to be said. The power in relationships is not about equality, at least not in the way most people imagine. The one who needs the other less holds the power. This doesn't mean you should treat women poorly or withhold affection. On the contrary, it's about maintaining a sense of self-worth and confidence that isn't dependent on another person's validation. Women are biologically wired to seek strength and security. When you position yourself as someone who doesn't need constant reassurance from her, you become that source of strength she craves. Think about it. When was the last time you were truly attracted to someone who was overly eager to please you? Probably never. Attraction is often sparked by a hint of mystery, by someone who is confident enough to walk away if things don't go their way. This isn't about playing games. It's about maintaining a mindset that you are the prize. The more you invest in yourself and your life, the more naturally attractive you become. In this video, we'll dive deep into this dynamic. We'll explore why overinvestment is the quickest way to lose interest, how power in relationships really works, and why understanding this truth can completely transform your love life. This isn't for the faint of heart, but if you're ready to see relationships from a new perspective, then let's get into the uncomfortable, controversial truth about power in relationships. 1. Equal investment is a myth. We've been fed a romantic lie that relationships thrive when both partners invest equally. But here's the controversial truth. Equal investment rarely exists. When you try too hard to match her effort or even surpass it, you risk tipping the scales in her favor, giving her the power. Society loves to paint the picture of a perfect relationship where both partners are equally invested. But this idea often leaves men chasing an illusion, bending over backward to keep the balance. In reality, women are not attracted to men who grovel for their attention. The brutal truth is that relationships are inherently imbalanced. One person always cares more, and in most cases, that person ends up losing power. The one who can walk away with the least emotional damage is the one who holds the upper hand. And when you're overly invested, you are no longer the man she desires. You become the man she can control. This dynamic is not about being cold-hearted or playing manipulative games. It's about understanding human nature and the power of attraction. Think about it. Have you ever been more attracted to someone who's constantly at your beck and call? Probably not. The idea of equal investment creates a false sense of security that leads to overinvestment. You start putting her needs above your own, thinking it's the right thing to do, while in reality it makes you seem less desirable. You begin to lose your edge, the very quality that attracted her in the first place. Women are naturally drawn to men who maintain their independence and self-worth, not those who smother them with constant attention. The key to flipping this dynamic is to understand that you don't have to match her effort tit for tat. Instead, focus on your own growth, your goals, and your value. When you become the kind of man who is not easily swayed by emotional whims, you become inherently more attractive. You're no longer seen as just another guy willing to do anything to keep her. You're the man who knows his worth, and this shift in mindset changes everything. Stop buying into the myth of equal investment. Instead, invest in yourself first. When you realize that the power dynamic doesn't need to be equal for a relationship to thrive, you free yourself from the chains of overinvestment and step into a role of genuine attraction and strength. 2. Women crave strength. Contrary to popular belief, women are not looking for a man who bends over backward to fulfill their every whim. They're attracted to strength, emotional, mental, and sometimes even physical. Society pushes the narrative that being overly sensitive, overly accommodating, and overly available makes you a better partner. But the raw, uncomfortable truth is that women are biologically wired to seek out men who exude strength and independence. This isn't about being a caveman or treating women poorly. It's about being grounded in who you are without being swayed by her every emotional shift. Women are drawn to men who can stand their ground. If you're constantly changing your behavior to fit her mood, or bending your boundaries to make her happy. You're not being strong, you're being submissive. Strength, in this context, isn't about dominance or control. It's about having a firm sense of self that isn't easily shaken. Women find this immensely attractive because it signals that you're capable of providing emotional security. A man who remains confident and self-assured, even in the face of a woman's emotional storms, is a man who commands respect and desire. Imagine a situation where your partner is upset because you're spending time on your hobbies instead of focusing all your attention on her. The weak response would be to drop everything and run to her side, apologizing profusely, even though you've done nothing wrong. This only shows that you're easily swayed, that you fear her disapproval. A strong man, however, would address her feelings calmly, but stand by his decision. He might say, "I understand you're upset, but my personal time is important to me. Let's talk about this later when we've both had time to cool down." By doing this, you're not dismissing her emotions, but you're also not sacrificing your independence to appease her. This kind of strength makes you more attractive because it shows that you have a life and identity outside of the relationship. Women crave this strength because it creates a sense of stability. It reassures them that you won't crumble under pressure or lose yourself in the relationship. When you show that you are your own person, confident, self-assured, and emotionally stable, you become the type of man she not only wants but respects. And respect, more than anything, is the foundation of lasting attraction. 3. Less need, more desire. Here's a hard pill to swallow. The less you need her, the more she desires you. It might sound counterintuitive, especially when society keeps pushing the idea that you need to shower a woman with constant attention and validation to win her over. The reality is quite the opposite. When you approach relationships from a place of neediness, you instantly lower your value. You become the guy who seeks approval, who craves validation, and who can't be content unless she's constantly reassuring him of her affection. And let's be honest, that's not attractive. Neediness is a turnoff because it signals insecurity and a lack of self-worth. When you're always there, always eager to please, you strip away the mystery and challenge that make you desirable. Desire is built on the idea of wanting something, not having it all the time. If you're too available, if you're always trying to prove your worth to her, you inadvertently tell her that you're not a prize. Why? Because people only chase what they perceive as valuable. And value comes from scarcity, from the idea that you have a life, goals, and ambitions that don't revolve entirely around her. This isn't about playing games or being emotionally distant for the sake of it. It's about genuinely living a life that is fulfilling on its own. When you're focused on your passions, your career, your personal growth, you naturally become less available. And this creates an aura of intrigue and desire. Women are attracted to men who are on a mission, who have a sense of purpose that extends beyond the relationship. When you don't need her to complete you, you become infinitely more desirable. Think about it. When was the last time you truly wanted something that came easy? Desire thrives on the thrill of the chase, on the idea that what you want is just slightly out of reach. When you embody the mindset of being the prize rather than the pursuer, you flip the dynamic. She starts to wonder why you're not as easily swayed, why you're not always at her beck and call. This makes her desire you more, not because you're playing hard to get, but because you genuinely don't need her to validate your existence. When you shift from needing her to simply desiring her presence in your life, the entire energy of the relationship changes. You become the man who adds value to her life, not the one who seeks to fill a void with her affection. And that's when real, lasting attraction is born. 4. Overgiving kills attraction. Men, let's get one thing straight. Overgiving is not the path to her heart. It's the quickest way to kill attraction. You might think that constantly showering her with gifts, compliments, and endless attention will make her see your worth. But the truth is, it does the exact opposite. Overgiving signals desperation. It screams that you are trying to buy her affection because deep down, you don't believe you're enough on your own. And this is where many men go wrong. Here's some tough love. If you're bending over backward to keep her interested, you're already losing the game. This excessive giving doesn't come from a place of strength. It comes from a place of fear. Fear that if you don't constantly prove your value, she'll leave. But guess what? This behavior only makes you appear weak and needy, the two qualities that repel women the most. Attraction is about value, not volume. It's about showing her that you are confident in your own skin, not trying to win her over with a constant barrage of gestures. When you overgive, you tip the scales of power entirely in her favor. You make her the center of your world, and in doing so, you lose your sense of self. Women don't want to be the sole focus of your life. They want to be a part of it. They want to see that you have your own ambitions, your own goals, your own passions. When you give too much, you make it clear that you have nothing else going on, nothing that truly drives you apart from her. And that's not attractive. It's time for a wake-up call. Stop trying to earn her love. Stop thinking that the more you give, the more she will stay. Attraction doesn't work that way. It's about balance, about giving just enough to show you care, but not so much that you lose yourself in the process. When you overgive, you set the relationship up for failure because it becomes one-sided. You're investing everything while she watches from the sidelines, slowly losing respect for you. So wake up. Understand that less is often more. Give, but from a place of confidence and self-assurance, not from a place of fear. Let her see that you are a man who values himself, who has a life that doesn't revolve around her every whim. When you do this, you shift the dynamic back in your favor, and that's when true attraction is reignited. 5. Be the prize, not the chaser. The ultimate truth about power in relationships is this: you have to see yourself as the prize. Too many men fall into the trap of becoming the chaser, constantly seeking approval, validation, and affection. They exhaust themselves trying to win her over, not realizing that this mindset is the root of their problems. If you view her as the prize, you automatically place yourself in a position of weakness. You give her the power to dictate the terms of the relationship while you scramble to meet her expectations. This is a losing game. Being the prize doesn't mean being arrogant or dismissive. It means understanding your own value and living in a way that reflects that understanding. Women are naturally drawn to men who are confident, who know what they bring to the table, and who are not afraid to walk away if they aren't treated with respect. When you see yourself as the prize, you stop chasing. You stop bending over backward to keep someone who doesn't fully appreciate what you offer. Instead, you set the standard, and you make it clear that you expect the same level of respect and investment in return. Men, it's time to flip the script. You have to realize that you bring value to the table just as much as she does, if not more. When you adopt the mindset of being the prize, you naturally command a different level of respect and desire. You become the man who has options, who has a life filled with purpose and ambition. Women are not attracted to men who are overly focused on them. They are attracted to men who have their own path, their own goals, and their own passions. A man who is the prize doesn't chase, he attracts. He draws people into his life because they want to be a part of what he's building. This mindset shift is crucial. It's not about manipulating her or playing hard to get. It's about genuinely living your life as though you are the catch, because you are. When you elevate yourself to this level, you stop tolerating behavior that diminishes you. You set boundaries, you demand respect, and you engage in relationships from a position of strength, not weakness. So stop chasing. Stop putting her on a pedestal while you kneel at the bottom. Stand up, recognize your worth, and become the prize. When you do, you'll find that the dynamics of attraction and power in relationships change in your favor. She will be drawn to your strength, your confidence, and the undeniable aura of a man who knows exactly who he is and what he wants. The harsh reality is this: she needs you more than you'll ever need her. If you live your life with that truth at the forefront, you'll stop chasing and start attracting the kind of relationships you truly desire. It's not about being heartless. It's about understanding the power dynamics at play. If this resonates with you, or if you think it's all nonsense, drop a comment with your experiences. I'm here to challenge, connect, and help you see relationships in a new light. Let's dive into this controversial topic together and see where it takes us. Thanks as always for watching, and always remember to keep embracing a stoic approach to life.